What's going on, guys? I'm gonna give you the 5 biggest myths about anxiety disorders, okay? So if you're ready to freaking kick anxiety in the butt, go ahead and hit that like button down below. Also subscribe if you haven't, because I have a ton of videos over mental health. But without further ado, guys, let's get right into this, okay? These are the top 5 biggest myths about anxiety disorders, all right? So the first one, anxiety is not a real illness. I do not know how many times I have been told this, how many times I have seen this online. It's just out there in the general public, just floating around, that if you have anxiety, it's no big deal. Guys, this is a real mental illness. Now, some anxiety, of course, is going to be natural. To some degree, we all need a little bit of stress to help us perform, okay? That's normal. But excessive anxiety to the point to where you are diagnosed with an anxiety disorder, that's a real illness, guys, okay? Now, no, technically, there's no blood work that can be done. You know, there's no imagery where they can check to find the anxiety in your brain or in your body. But there are many tests out there, a lot of professional doctors or mental health counselors and mental health experts that have been able to really narrow down what type of anxiety disorder you have and how severe it is. So keep that in mind, guys. Don't listen to anybody that ever says that, you know, an actual anxiety disorder is not an actual real illness, okay? The second one, you should avoid everything that causes stress. Now, I did a video a while back and I was talking about your stress triggers, knowing them, okay, and why you can't run from them forever. This is kind of how I'm debunking this myth, guys. There are certain things like alcohol, tobacco, caffeine, drug use, unhealthy habits that I think you should avoid. Those are things that can cause stress. But if it's fear, if there's something that you're scared of, like driving, talking to people, going through an interview with your job, if it's a fear of death, you know, a fear of spiders, any type of phobia, guys, you will eventually have to face that to progress in this illness or your anxiety disorder. Now, there's many different types of anxiety disorders. You just got to face it. Health anxiety, it's one of those things. I will tell you to stay away from Google, okay? Don't face your fear that way, because that will turn into an obsessive 1 to 2 hour long Google search that's going to send you everywhere on the web, convincing yourself that you have some type of disease. I don't think that's healthy. But going to the doctor if you're scared to, and getting that reassurance that you need, is a way of overcoming that fear and facing a trigger, okay? So you can't avoid everything in your life that's going to cause stress. So just keep that in mind. So the third one, guys, anxiety disorders are not common. Now, maybe a long time ago back in the day, they weren't super common. But I would say that 1 out of every 5 is very common, okay? That's 20% of humans have some type of anxiety disorder. That is freaking crazy, right? I never in my life would have thought, whenever I was younger, that 1 out of every 5 people would end up that, and I would be one of them, okay? Now, you could break this down. This is many different anxiety disorders, right? I'm just saying 1 out of every 5 people have a anxiety disorder, okay? So that could be many things. Obviously, there's some that are more common than others, like general anxiety disorder and depression, okay? Health anxiety is up there. Okay, so it's very, very common. And the reason that this is happening, guys, there's many different reasons. I think the increase in processed foods, our morals and values have depreciated. I think divorce is high. It's making us have more trauma whenever we are children. I think social media and the usage of technology has really distracted us, consumed us. That also has made our anxiety go up. We're not getting outside and exercising or spending more valuable time with our families. There are many different reasons why I think mental health issues are, on the rise. Okay, I actually specifically did a video on this, probably about 3 months ago. So you can go back and check that out. I think it was called mental illness is on the rise. Okay, be sure you check that out. The fourth myth, guys, people with anxiety can just snap out of it. I don't know how many times people have told me that, and it has severely made me angry. I'll put that we're just weak-minded in that category. Those things have made me severely mad in the past when somebody has told me that. No, if you have an anxiety disorder, obviously you can't snap out of it, or you wouldn't have the anxiety disorder to begin with, okay? You were diagnosed with it. There's this long, extensive process of getting over an anxiety disorder. Of course, some people can get over it faster than others. And, of course, I always preach doing it the natural way. but it's not something that you can just stop. Tell somebody with a panic attack to snap out of it. You're not going to get a very nice response, okay? All right, myth number 5, anxiety will get better if you just wait it out, okay? This is a really, really bad myth, and I think most of us are guilty of this, especially in the beginning of our anxiety disorder, because we're just thinking, many of those myths, we're thinking that this isn't that common, it's not a real illness. If I just kind of let it go and run its course, it'll be fine. I'll get over it. I've had some episodes before in my life. I should be able to get over this. I'm stronger than this. I'm just going to let it go. No, you have to attack it. You have to get it out, and you have to treat it like a real illness, okay? If you have a really bad illness, an infection in your body, you're not just going to ride it out, are you? Probably not. You're going to go to get some antibiotics. You're going to start drinking more fluids. You're going to take some more vitamin C. Your mental health needs to be treated the same way, okay? You do not need to ride it out. You not need to just let this thing go and see how it works out in the end. You need to exercise. You need to meditate. You need to journal. You need to be looking up other resources online. You need to be watching videos and YouTube channels like mine. You need to do this, guys. If it's extreme, look into therapy and counseling. If that's too expensive, these other ways will help. There's plenty of therapy you can get online for free on YouTube, okay? Many channels. If you need any more channels, I probably actually will do a video on here soon, my top 5 to top 10 recommendations for mental health YouTube channels, okay? I'll do that for you guys. So thank y'all so much for watching, guys. If you got any value out of this, out of these myths, please leave me a like down below. Go ahead and leave me a comment too if there's any other myth you think I left out or something that you hear all the time that is not true. Guys, also subscribe if you haven't and hit that notification bell so you can get updates whenever I put my videos out. There's an anxiety store down below in the description. Be sure to check that out. There are plenty of books, workbooks, and other resources to help you get over anxiety. Also have vitamins and things that you will need, okay? They're down below in the description. Guys, join my social networks down below. Also, in that same description, there's going to be my Snapchat, my Twitter, my Instagram. Be sure to give that a look, guys. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I hope you enjoyed the video.